It feels special. If you're a supporter, it feels exciting. It feels up. You'd be optimistic. Gives you a bit of hope for the future. Rangers have obviously been through a tough time. Probably the last 15, 20 years. Let's be honest. There's been a few high points in there, but a lot of lows. But this feels special. It feels momentous. A really important day in the club's history, I think.
I've said a few times in Hotline Live over the last few weeks when I've been on that without this on the horizon, without this takeover, coming close, then there would be really nothing for the Rangers support to be excited about. I mean, you can understand, even just in the last 10, 11 minutes since the news broke, a couple of whispers I think have come out early doors, but the just sheer excitement from the blue half of Glasgow.
Fans have been clinging on to this ever since the Daily Record and Keith Jackson broke the story. I think it was 100 days ago. So kudos to Jacko for that. But you're right, they've been clinging on to this hope that something's going to get done, and now they can really enjoy the moment. I mean, look, the hard work for Andrew Kavanagh and Parag Marathi starts now. It's a new look board. It's been totally revamped. I think there's 5 new Americans on the board.
Four plus Kavanagh.
Yeah, so 5 Americans in total. A few that have left, that have been there for a while. So it feels like a total fresh start, a new era, a new dawn for the club, whatever you want to call it. And look, they've not achieved anything yet in terms of success on the pitch. But if you're a supporter, you'll feel this could be the start of something special. There's going to be fresh investment, fresh ideas. You've got the backing of the 49ers enterprises, which I think is huge in terms of the access that you'll get to their ideas, their kind of strategies, as well as obviously the financial aspect. So it feels huge, and something, you're right, Rangers and their supporters have needed this for a long time. They've been getting by. You know that better than anybody in terms of the board and the money that these guys have put in. They deserve a lot of credit for that. But it feels like they've been treading water for a while now. This is the fresh injection that they've been crying out for. It gives them a bit of stability. It gives them agility in terms of what they can do, in terms of their spending and further investment down the line. It definitely feels like a fresh start, and as I say, a real new era for the club.
I mean, just in terms of the finances behind it, so we're led to believe, obviously, that in order for them to get to 51%, they've obviously bought out the likes of Dave King, John Bennett. Those transactions, the details behind them aren't being made public. Those are private deals with private individuals, as it was, but you can be assured that that's not come cheap either. We're probably thinking, significant 8-figure sums for that. But there is this promise of £20 million that should see that 51% stake increase, we believe. But that money, how crucial is that going to be this summer? Because, I mean, we were discussing just before the show, I mean, you're talking about an Arnie Engels, he costs £11 million. There's been debates whether he's been the major hit. Celtic fans would have thought, those kind of sums don't go far these days. But for Rangers and what they can plan this summer, how important do you think it'll be?
Well, it's a start, and it's 20 million that they didn't have. I mean, we've been told that 20 million will pretty much purely be afforded to the manager in terms of improving the squad. That 20 million won't be used on stadium reconstruction or improvements around Ibrox. That will be for the team heading into the new season. And listen, you're right. I mean, in today's world, 20 million, the transfer market might not be that much, but in Scottish terms and for Rangers, it's still a significant sum. It's in addition to what you imagine was already there. If there was no takeover, Rangers would have still had to have money to spend in the summer to try and revamp this squad off the back of obviously losing another title with Celtic so far ahead. So, and also it looks as if this is an initial 20 million. It feels like, certainly for the information that we've had, it feels like there will be further investment down the line. But I think as a starting point, 20 million is a really good number for Rangers, and they can do a lot of good business.
I suppose as well, I mean, I keep go back to last season's example at Leeds. You know, they made £160 million in transfer revenue last year, but they only spent 30 million of that, and that was still enough to get them promoted to the Premier League. So, I suppose from their point of view, it's about not spending big, but spending smart. You know, and that's something that Rangers just haven't done for so long.
Aye, 100%.